Welcome back to the 2021 Macabre Month of Horror. If you're new to the Brickwall Pictures channel, the Macabre Month of Horror is a yearly series I do every October where I look back at and review horror films from all around the world. Make sure you check out past years' Macabre Months of Horror. Links to each full playlist are in the description. Today's review is for The Amusement Park. It's a special kind of movie, and this was such a treat for horror fans. The Amusement Park is a posthumously released George A. Romero film. For decades, the film was thought to be lost until a print was tracked down and a 4K restoration was done. And did you know that George A. Romero was 6'4"? Sorry, that's besides the point.
One of these times, the door will open in your life, and you will step into the amusement park.
The Amusement Park was shot way back in 1973, the same year Romero released The Crazies. But the Amusement Park wouldn't see the light of day for about 45 years. The print was tracked down in 2018 and screened a couple times in 2019 and 2020, but didn't reach wider audiences until Shudder released it as an exclusive this past June. But here's the thing. Calling this a lost Romero film is a tiny bit of a stretch. It's not exactly a film for two reasons. First, it's less than an hour long. It's about 54 minutes. And it's even shorter if you don't count the dry framing device that's completely outside of the narrative. And second, it's actually a PSA, or rather it was supposed to be a PSA, but then Romero really kind of upped the ante and went all artsy and disturbing with it. Romero was approached by the Lutheran Society and commissioned to make a dramatic PSA that would showcase the issues of elder abuse and the unseen struggles related to aging. In some regards, the amusement park does feel like a PSA about aging, but in other regards, it absolutely does not. This is some of Romero's most experimental work, and it gets crazy, especially in the editing, which Romero did himself, as he often did. And that is why the film was lost for so long. When Romero turned in his work, the Lutheran Society people were like, "What the fuck is this? This is not what we asked you to do, George!" They were apparently so shocked and appalled that they kept the film from being seen for 45 years. So the amusement park wasn't so much lost as it was intentionally hidden. In a way, the story behind the amusement park is a little more interesting than the film itself. There's not a ton to it story-wise. The most plot we get is that this old man visits an amusement park and then shit gets weird and surreal. For about half the runtime, it would actually be a stretch to call this a horror film. It's more comedy-focused and actually feels a little bit like a bizarre sketch show. It's pretty funny, too. There's a very funny sketch where people are riding bumper cars, one of them played by Romero himself, but they treat it as a serious traffic collision where they blame each other for the accident and exchange insurance information, and a traffic cop gets involved to sort things out. There's lots of funny stuff like that, but the film gets more nightmarish as it continues. It never really coalesces into anything great, though. The recursion of the beginning and ending is a little bit too simplistic and underwhelming, and there isn't enough connective tissue to tie what little of a story there is together. I would call the amusement park a must-watch for hardcore Romero fans. For everyone else, it's worth a curiosity watch, but don't get your hopes up for a full, cohesive horror film. And that's the review. Make sure you subscribe to Brickwall Pictures for the rest of this year's Macabre Month of Horror. You can follow along with the playlist on screen or any other Macabre Month of Horror playlist. They are all in the description.